drives
Look
is
at
the
that.
Atlantic Ocean Road.
Look at
The
that.
Atlantic Ocean Road.
Look at
That's
that.
pretty. That's nice.
They could make a road over
That's nice.
anything.
Yeah. That's creative. That's
Your car can't break down on that road.
no, ever actually in
Ever.
Norway.
gotta
No,
make
like
sure
you
you
should
got
never
gas.
let your car break down in Norway. Yeah, because where's the gas stations at? What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction. Super excited about this video. If you're new to us
And we're new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell
because we're on the road to 200K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, alright? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Start this video off at Fjord. Now located about a 6-hour drive from Oslo, Fjord is one of Norway's most popular destinations. The fjord is over 260 meters deep and surrounded by massive mountains. Now one of the most spectacular features of the fjord is the Seven Sisters waterfall. It consists of 7 separate streams that descend 410 meters to the water below. The best way to see the fjord is by boat. Some people arrive by cruise ship, but you can also take a ferry or tour boat to show you around. This is by far the best way to witness the waterfalls and majesty of the fjord. Now the main reason I wanted to go to Fjord was to visit Skagafla. It's this historic farm built on a cliff 270 meters above the fjord.
Lord.
Now you can only access the hike by taking a ferry over. It costs about $50 per person.
Like that.
Bro, like cliffs like that always make me nervous because when I think about my childhood, I always played football, basketball, running around. I can't throw no ball when the cliff is there. Go deep. No.
Literally.
No, I'm not going. That is a long drop, bro. Like, no
Can't play
fence or no
football right
nothing.
there.
Can we bring that back?
Can't play football.
Like,
right
look,
there.
no fence. But
That's
again,
house.
beautiful. Look at the roofs. Like, grass on the roof. Like, that's fine, but no fence?
What y'all do?
How that go?
Pass time.
I see a ball rolling down the hill. Like,
You gotta be in front of the house, babe. Just don't play football that way.
I feel
Built on a cliff 270 meters above the fjord. Now you can only access the hike by taking a ferry over. It costs about $50 per person and the ride had some amazing views. Now when we got off the boat, the hike was no joke. It just goes straight up the mountain where you get some amazing views on your way up. When you reach the farm, you'll feel like you're in a fairy tale. The cabins are covered in moss-covered roofs and the views you get up there are just astounding. I'm just jealous of whoever owns those cabins. Farmers used to live here all the way back in the Middle Ages, and it was inhabited until the early 1900s. Back when it was a farm, it could support over 100 animals. Now due to its location, it was a somewhat dangerous spot due to avalanches and rock slides, and also the remoteness of it made a tricky place for agriculture, but the farmers made it work. Today it's easily one of Norway's most beautiful hikes and one of my favorite places I visited during my time in Norway. Now afterwards we're going to take a drive on the Vegen. If you're driving south out of Fjord, you have to take this road. It's this mountain pass with so many amazing spots. Now one of the first places I came across was this set of mountain cabins right next to some waterfall. It looked like it could be a movie set for a fantasy film. Now as you keep driving up the road, you'll come across this unique landscape with exposed rock and hardly any vegetation. The road just winds through the scenery and it's such a beautiful drive. I love the lakes that were up there. One was called Juvatnet and it had this dark blue color with an impressive mountain backdrop. And then down the road was Langvatnet, which had some towering mountain walls. I mean, on the drive there's just so many cool lookout spots. One of the most impressive is the Geiranger Skywalk. It's the highest fort view in Norway and it costs about $25 to access.
Okay, one thing I can say about Norway, you guys know how to exercise the mountain views. Like, y'all know how to capitalize off of that, because usually when we see mountains, we don't think anything is up there, but just, you know, little trails that you can hike on and that's it. But you guys got setups, like literal setups.
It reminds me when we was driving through the mountains, you
Mm-hmm.
know, that road trip.
Yeah, when you was clenching your seat and all that.
Yeah,
I remember.
Nothing was up there but clouds.
Yeah,
That's
and
how high we
rocks.
were.
Man,
Yeah, and I don't remember seeing anything up there, so that's cool. But remember, this is where we we watched a video on how to drive in Norway.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's when we realized it's going to be a lot of steep hills and,
Yeah.
and roads. And
Hey, I wonder if they got any 5-star restaurants up there.
well, yeah, of course.
I would love to
They
see one. You
rich.
guys got to show us y'all restaurants that like the food y'all got up there, cause
Yeah.
it's dope.
Yeah, we haven't seen Norway food yet.
Now after we're going to head to Stryn. Now it's about an hour and a half drive
I
from
like
Geiranger.
this.
We stayed here for
This
several
wild.
days
I'm
and it's
thinking
this
about
beautiful
wine.
village with this serpentine river that winds through the valley. What's great about Stryn is that it's close to so many places. One of my favorites is Luvatnet. It's located just 20 minutes from Stryn and it's this glacier lake
Just
with
go
a distinct
back. Wait a
turquoise
minute.
with this serpentine river that winds through the valley. What's great about Stryn
Is that what I just saw?
I think you saw. You want to keep going?
Yeah, keep going a little bit.
Okay, let's see.
That it's
Is it
close-
this what you just saw?
No, go back. It was the valleys.
It was the valleys. Okay.
Yes.
It was this. Yep.
It was that image right here.
Oh, this still
This.
shot. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I would feel like I'm in a whole new world.
This looks just like the model. Whoever said this was where we're gonna put the trees at,
Yes.
it looks just like the model of that work.
Y'all
Whoever
gotta
built
understand.
this is fire.
We from the South, okay? And I have never seen this before. This is beautiful to me. You know, like in what, kindergarten, first grade, when you're learning about the landforms, about
Yeah.
the hills, the valleys, all that. Yes, we learned about it, but in little Louisiana, we ain't see all that.
Nah, never.
Is there a
not,
mountain?
nothing
No,
close
there's
like
no
this.
mountain.
It's fire.
You know, so this is beautiful. I love this. I will go here.
This the one?
This the one. Shrine. That's what it's called.
We would call it that, but I think he called it. I think he called it something different.
We would call it that.
Yeah.
is Stryn.
Stryn,
Now,
see?
drive
Okay.
from Geiranger. We stayed here several days and it's this beautiful village with this serpentine river
This is a
that winds
village.
through the valley. What's great about Stryn is that it's close to so many places. One of my favorites is Luvatnet. It's located just 20 minutes from Stryn and it's this glacier lake with a distinct turquoise water
Ooh, the
and has an
views.
incredible backdrop of the mountains. Now when we were there, we drove to the other side of the lake to this place called Ludalen. Now there was this insane waterfall called Fossen that was easily one of my favorites that I saw in my time in Norway. Now, while Luvatnet is stunningly beautiful, the lake has had its fair share of tragedies over the last few centuries from landslides. Now, right next to that waterfall I was talking about, in 1905, a massive rock from the Remnefjell mountain came loose and fell 500 meters where it hit the water, and it caused a tidal wave that wiped out some villages completely
Whoa.
off the map. Despite this history, Luvatnet is a place you gotta visit. It's hard to match the beauty of this Norwegian lake.
Bro, you have to convince somebody this is real. This
For
looks something
real.
like
Animated.
animated, almost like you could actually pick up this little farm, this little ray farm here, and you can move it wherever you want. Type of energy. You know what I'm saying? It's like this is some. These views are dope, bro.
Listen, man.
These look dope.
It's videos like this that just, I don't know. You know, we big on purpose.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And this, y'all may be, looking at the video and like, oh, it's just a reaction video but for us, it's so much more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just being able to show our children what is in another part of the world. Like, that's
Yeah,
beautiful
yeah,
to me.
Yeah, you got to know what to take away from certain things.
Yeah.
Not everybody can look at it and be like, oh, I see a benefit in it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to see the purpose in certain things.
Right. Like, I'm not a hiker, but I love photos and just being able to say I experienced that.
Mhm.
So I'll take pictures from the ground
Oh,
in the
Lord.
boat.
Oh, Lord. The boat scene is dope,
Now,
too.
right next to Luvatnet
Yes,
is another
yes.
glacier lake called Oldevatnet. Now, I thought this area was incredibly beautiful. I love driving around the lake's edge. Now, if you go to the very end, there's some impressive glaciers and waterfalls. There was this waterfall called Fossen that I thought was so impressive, and you can also hike to this glacier called Brikstelbreen.
ice?
It's about a 5-kilometer round trip
The
hike,
distance,
and on
bro,
the
look
way
at the
you'll experience
comparison.
waterfalls and incredible views of the Briksdals Glacier. Now, afterwards, we're going to visit this mountain called Ekinniba. Now, it's located about an hour's drive from Stryn, and it's this perfectly shaped mountain
So I need you
peak
guys to drop in the
towering-
comment section. What do you prefer when staying in Norway? Like, if you could, would you prefer to live in a village, a valley, scenery like this setup, or are you more so like I'm gonna be in the city area where there's the traffic and a lot of biking and a lot of
Right.
people walking back and forth? Which one would you prefer? I would love to hear that. I would love to hear
Right.
that because this
I
is
know.
breathtaking.
In the video, the driving video, I was like, that's good and all, but I'm a city girl.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
the
You
city at?
see, you want to be in the city.
But seeing the village, it just, it changed my perspective.
Yeah, it's quiet looking. You know what I'm saying? It's
Peaceful.
it's a lot of going on. It's a lot.
Reminded
Going
me of the Matterhorn. We went to this lake at the base of the mountain called Bergheimsvatnet. I just had a great time chilling on the shore and marveling at the mountain. If it's not too windy, the lake gives off a perfect reflection of the peak. I mean, just such a lovely spot. Now afterwards, we're going to visit Romsdalen. Now when I got to Norway this summer, this was the first place I went. It's about a 5-hour drive to get there from Oslo, and it's this phenomenal valley surrounded by some of Europe's highest cliffs. I mean, just like unbelievable how massive and sheer the mountain walls are. Now another thing about Romsdalen was the mountain waterfalls. It's home to some of the tallest waterfalls, not just in Norway, but in the world. The waterfall called Mongefossen is the 4th highest single drop waterfall in the world with a height of 773 meters. There's just waterfalls everywhere you look and a pristine river that runs through the whole valley. Now one reason I wanted to come here was to witness Trollveggen. It is the tallest
Okay.
What?
I wasn't the only one thinking about that.
The water?
Not just the water. It's like when I'm looking at most of these, views, I'm thinking, man, I bet you got some good water.
Mm-hmm.
Man, like, Norway's looking like a bucket list.
It is.
I'm saying, it's looking like a cool bucket list, something that I would recommend people just gotta go. Like, if you haven't found one of these spots that they're showing, book your trip, bro, because this looks like something that if you were looking for a getaway to say, I'm just gonna relax and chill, this is a spot to be.
Yes, definitely.
Rock face in all of Europe with a height of 1,700 meters. Now one of the best places to view Trollveggen is from Litlefella or Little Mountain. Now to get there you take a toll road that costs about $10 and it's a fairly easy hike that takes about 20 minutes. Now when you're up top you'll be facing the daunting Trollveggen mountain across the valley. When I was there it was pretty cloudy but I still got a good look at it. Now aside from Trollveggen, there's so many amazing views from the top, such as the Romsdalen Peak, which is one of the most uniquely shaped mountains I've ever seen. You also get great views of the winding river and valley below. I mean, this place is just freaking amazing. If you come up for sunrise, you'll get a great view of Trollveggen as the sun hits the cliffs. Overall, one of my favorite places I visited in Norway. While we're still on the topic of trolls, we'll go take a drive on the Trollstigen. Now it's located just 20 minutes from Trollveggen. This is possibly the... While we're still on the topic of trolls, we'll go take a drive on the troll...
See, that's why he loses us at, right here.
I'm looking down.
You see them windy roads?
Bro.
They look pretty steep.
It's like, these roads are so curvy.
Yeah.
You could be almost where you need to be and still be on the same street.
Right.
Like, you would think that you basically on the other side of the curvy road, like what they got with that. You get what I'm trying to say?
I do.
So you can still see the road you just left. You're almost where you gotta be.
It's
just a stretch. Yeah, just a stretch.
Yeah.
That's
a road we just ain't gonna be on. We're gonna watch from afar.
Man.
Right.
Path or Trollstigen. Now it's located just 20 minutes from Trollveggen. This is possibly the most famous road in all of Norway. It has 11 hairpin turns as it scales up the mountain with a 10% incline. It was first opened in 1936 after taking 8 years to build. I thought driving on it would be a little sketchy, but it wasn't too bad except when you're passing a bus or two. Now one thing I love about Trollstigen is its waterfalls. There are 2 of them. My favorites was Stigfossen. It's 320 meters high and it has this arch bridge that passes over it. Now on top of Trollstigen there's this really cool visitor center and a lookout point. It's just like a short 5-minute walk and you'll be able to get panoramic views of the road and all its turns. It was really cloudy when I was there, but that just added to the magic of the location. Norway sure knows how to make good roads. Now, another one of Norway's most famous drives is the Atlantic Ocean Road.
The Atlantic Ocean Road.
Look at that.
That's nice.
They can make a road over anything.
Yeah. That's creative.
Your car can't break down on that road.
No. Ever, actually, in
Ever.
Norway.
You
should never let your car break down in Norway. Yeah, because where's the gas stations at? These highways is long. But he's saying they're like 20-minute drives, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
What he said.
That's
what he said.
How long is this one be?
You remember the very first time we drove over that high bridge in New Orleans?
In New Orleans?
And you held my hand the entire way.
Yeah, it's tough, though, because you got to be easy on your brakes when going down and up. And yeah, it's a nice view. It's a nice view.
Not in the car.
Oh gosh.
0.3-kilometer road runs over an archipelago of islands. The Atlantic Ocean Road was completed
don't
in
look that bad.
1989.
Kind.
It's made up of 8 bridges and 4 resting places and viewpoints. The route is an impressive feat in engineering, and it won the Norwegian
different.
Construction of the Century Award. So if you decide to do a Norway road trip, you have to take a drive on this scenic road. Afterwards, we're going to head down to
Ooh.
southern Norway,
It
to Lysebaten,
just
to
keeps
drive
getting
down
scary.
another
Why couldn't you go
Norwegian
straight
road.
up?
Now, Lysebaten is this small
Still
village
steep.
that's
Right.
about a 3-hour drive from
Right.
Stavanger. Now, what I think is so scenic about Lysebaten is the road that leads down to it. Now, when I first saw pictures of it, I just couldn't believe it. It consists of 27 hairpin turns that descend down the fjord to the village below. When you're at the bottom, you'll be amazed by the surrounding walls of the fjord. Now, after, we're going to head
Gotta
over
be
to the
another way
nearby Pulpit Rock. Located in the
Think I
same
scared.
fjord as Lysebaten, Pulpit Rock is a famous flat-top cliff with a straight drop of over 600 meters. To get there, you can park in the base camp and make a 6-kilometer hike. The rock can get super packed, so if you want to avoid the crowds, wake up early and
a
get to
lot
the
of
rock
people
to
up there.
enjoy
I
the
mean-
sunrise. Now after, we're going to do another hike to the iconic Trolltunga. Now located about a 6-hour drive from Oslo, Trolltunga is possibly the most
the Lion
famous
King.
rock formation in
Y'all
Norway,
see it.
as it shoots
I'm
out
not the
over
only one thinking it,
2,000
right?
feet.
That's the Lion King. That's where he declared who Simba was to the people.
That is not.
It's not it?
That's beautiful.
Nah, that's
a
pretty nice,
beautiful
though.
Postcard. Look at
A
it.
postcard.
Yes.
Who
look
was
at
thinking of a
it.
postcard? You take a picture like this and you got your postcard.
Mhm.
Go ahead. Sis. I heard that.
To our future grandchildren.
We was once here. Yeah. Please come visit.
From the lake below, Trolltunga is definitely one of the hardest hikes you'll ever do. It's a 28-kilometer round-trip trek that takes anywhere from 8 to 12 hours to do. While it is extremely strenuous, it's hard to beat the views of Trolltunga. Afterwards, we're going to visit some of Norway's most beautiful cities, starting with Bergen. Located on
Okay.
Norway's southwest coast, surrounded by fjords, Bergen is one of Norway's most charming cities. Bergen was founded back in 1070. Thanks to its maritime trade domination, Bergen was the largest city in Norway until the 1830s. Today, it's famous for its colorful wooden houses on the old wharf. You can hike the Fløyen mountain to get some
Okay, we're in
amazing
the city
panoramic
now.
views
See
of the
that?
city. After Bergen, we're going to visit Alisund. Now located about a 7-hour drive from Bergen, Alisund is one of Norway's most prominent fishing towns, built on a uniquely shaped archipelago.
Yeah, I'm
Similar to
pulling up.
Bergen,
Mhm.
it's home to beautifully colored buildings perched right against the ocean. Now to get one of the best views of the city, you can go up to the Byrampen viewpoint or Mount Askell lookouts. Both will give you incredible panoramic views of the fjord and archipelago. If you go to Alisund during the winter months, you might be lucky and witness the stunning aurora borealis as it dances across the Norwegian sky.
Yeah, the sunset.
After, we're going to visit
Watch that.
Norway's capital, Oslo. Located on Norway's southern coast, Oslo was founded at the end of the Viking Age during the 11th century. Today, Oslo is one of Europe's fastest growing cities. I love all the modern buildings and museums throughout the city. The Oslo Opera House is an impressive piece of architecture that resembles an iceberg. It was completed in 2007 and features slanted marble and granite that slide down to
That's
the
a big
water.
city.
After Oslo, we're going to head up to northern Norway to visit Tromsø. Now, when you look at Tromsø on a map, it's wild to see how high up it is. It's the northernmost city in the world with a population over 20,000 people. Tromsø and the area around
gotta
it is
go.
one of the best places in
We
the
have to
world
go.
to witness the northern lights. Now, from
Now,
Tromsø,
if y'all have been a supporter for a while, y'all know it is my dream to go see Northern Lights and to see that city, the landscape, everything. Like, this has been a childhood dream. I want to see the Northern Lights.
Yeah.
Gotta go there.
It's not
Marking
bad.
it, stamping it.
Mm.
We going.
I heard that.
We're
All right.
going.
Okay. We got it. We're going to see. We gonna go.
Yes, putting that on the list, for real.
there's a
Facts.
lot of cool places you can visit. You can go to the Lyngen
The blue
Alps,
water
which are about
right
an
there.
hour and a half away, and hike to the crystal clear Blavatnet Lake. Now, one interesting place in northern Norway is Nordkapp, or the North Cape. It's the
North Cape.
northernmost point in continental Europe and stands upon a 370-meter cliff that dives into the sea. Now, to get there, you can make the 9-hour drive from Tromsø, or you could also fly into Honningsvåg or the Alta airports. It's a journey to get there, but it sure is worth it. After, we're going to cross the Barents Sea to visit the world's northernmost inhabited area. Svalbard.
That's a little
Located
too cold.
right between the North Pole
saying.
and Norway lies this Arctic archipelago. Now, the capital of Svalbard is this town called Longyearbyen, which has a population of 2,000 people. Now, what's cool about Svalbard is that it's a visa-free zone, so basically anyone can move and work there. The biggest danger on Svalbard is the Arctic cold and polar bears. In some places, you're required to bring a gun to protect yourself from them, so that's pretty wild. Now, after, we're going to head back to mainland Norway to visit the iconic Lofoten Islands. Now, Lofoten is located in northern Norway, and even though it is in the Arctic Circle, it feels like you're on a tropical island. I was lucky enough to go there a few summers ago and just had an incredible journey road tripping through the islands. Our first pit stop was at this little fishing village called Henningsvær. Henningsvær is home to the world's most scenic soccer field. When we got there, we sadly didn't have a ball, but we had a good time playing on the field and enjoying the incredible views of Henningsvær. We kept driving and made it to the iconic town of Rhine. Now, when you think of Norway, this is it. It has those red houses surrounded by massive sea mountains. I'd have to say this is the most beautiful town in Lofoten. Now, when I was planning my road trip to Norway, I remember just seeing pictures of this place and I couldn't believe it existed. If you want to do an amazing hike, I recommend hiking to Kvalika Beach. It's about a 4-kilometer round trip trek, and I promise it's worth it. When you get to the beach, you're going to be amazed by the landscape. It has mountains that remind me of Switzerland, an ocean that looks like the Caribbean, and it's green as a tropical island.
Oh, y'all got us
And I
with the
just can't
beaches.
believe places
All we need
like
is a
this
beach.
exist, especially in the Arctic Circle. Now, afterwards, we're going to head to South to witness one of the world's largest whirlpools. Now, located about a 3-hour ferry ride from the Fulton Islands, South is a natural wonder with over 110 billion gallons of water passing through the strait every 6 hours, making it one of the strongest currents in the world. One of the coolest features of South is the whirlpools that the changing tides make. While they aren't whirlpools that you'd imagine from movies, these whirlpools can get over 33 feet in diameter with a depth of 16 feet when the current is at its strongest. You can take a boat ride through the current or can witness the whirlpools from the ridge above. For our final destination, we're going to visit the magical island of Senja. Senja is located above the Arctic Circle and is Norway's second largest island. The reason I wanted to go to Senja was I wanted to hike to the sea mountain called Segla. So I drove to this town called Fjordard and got to the base of the hike, eventually made it to the top, and was just baffled by the views. The rock formation rose hundreds of meters out of the ocean. I was just having the time of my life, and I decided I wanted to spend the night on top so I could see the northern lights. All I had was a blanket, and I used my camera bag as a pillow. I set up camp on a mossy cliff ledge and waited for the northern lights to show up. Around 11 p.m., I awoke to the aurora borealis above my head. I mean, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. They moved surprisingly fast, like snakes in the Arctic sky. Now, seeing the lights made me feel like a kid again, and will forever be one of the most special nights of my life. Sometimes you don't need to fall asleep to start dreaming. Well, that is it for my Norway Top 25.
Yeah, that was a fire quote. Hey, I just love the fact that he actually stood on these mountaintops to show you guys how serious he was about this content.
Right.
Like, he really went in there to get deep. Like, he dug it out. You know what I'm saying? And that's good stuff. And again, the paintbrush that's left on life in Norway is just perfect.
Yes.
It's perfect.
That's a bucket list.
Yeah.
For real, bucket list item. That is beautiful. Norway is beautiful. Now it look like y'all do a lot of hiking. I'm not a hiker. But I'll go to the valleys and I'll go to the city.
I don't know. See, you might get there and just change your mind.
No.
Okay.
I love my legs and my bones.
Okay.
Nope, no broken bones for me.
Nah, you wouldn't. Nah.
But I love views, you know. So I'll ride in the car and say, hey, y'all, up there.
Okay.
Yeah, so we hope you guys enjoy this video with us. Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks if you like to support the channel that way, as well as our reaction request form is in our description box below. We'll see you soon.
Peace.